Hi guys, I'm Chris, I'm an osteopath, and recently I've had a few questions about these wall bars behind me, so I thought I'd make a little video about why I love them and why I think you may need them in your life too. Now I'm lucky, I have these in my clinic. I use them every day that I'm in the clinic to have a little stretch. But with more people building gyms at home and in their garages, I don't think it's unreasonable to consider one of these at home, stuck up against the wall. A garage would be a perfect place if that's where you're sticking some other gym equipment too. For me, there's one big thing that having wall bars changes when it comes to your mobility routine, and that's that you can grip. Having your hands flat against the wall and doing floor exercises are all great when it comes to mobility exercises, and I do those too. But being able to get hold of something does two things. Firstly, it gives your brain an extra sense of stability. Now, when your brain perceives lots of stability, it can sometimes allow you to go into more mobility. So although I like to do lots of different types of stretching, some that don't have any stability at all and actually require lots of balance, sometimes it's nice just to give your brain that sense of stability, gripping hold of something so that your body can go deep into some planes of motion and go further into stretches. So more stability sometimes leads to more mobility, although just to complicate things, you need a bit of both. You need some stretches without stability as well. The second thing that having a grip does is it means you can fall away from your hand. Now that's really important when it comes to the shoulder joint, because you can decompress that ball and socket joint by gripping hold of the bars and then falling backwards. But it also puts a really long stretch through some of the connective tissues that go from your hand, say through to your shoulder and your thorax and even your hips. So that's why you may find that you can get different benefits from stretching with the frame compared to other sorts of exercise. So I just need to move my camera back and then I'll show you some of my favorite stretches. The first thing I do when I get into the clinic is often hang from the top bar. Our bars have this outcrop so I can hold on to it and hang. The other thing I use is my trusty IKEA stool. So I'll start putting my feet onto the stool and stretching with my body weight supported partly through my legs. I always say, imagine the stool is a set of kitchen scales and you're going to start with, say, 40% of your body weight going through the kitchen scales, and then gradually you can take that weight away. The other benefit that comes from having your feet supported on a stool, especially with the hips at this 90-degree position, is that it really opens up the lower back and decompresses the facet joints of the lower back, and then you can bring in a twist. So I say, imagine some lasers are coming out your knees and you're going to shine those lasers side to side. So start where your hands are comfortable, feet on the stool, and shine those lasers side to side. You can relax and let your body weight sag away from your shoulders. And there's a difference between what we call active and passive hanging. So active hanging, you try and take your ears away from your shoulders, and passive hanging, you try and just let your ears nestle in between your shoulders. I often alternate between the two. The next stretch I like to do is to open up my lats, and again, this is where the grip really comes in. I can't get this stretch any other way. So I'm going to hold on to one of the slats, step back with the same side foot, and if I let my body weight fall backwards, it's going to really open up the shoulder joint, through the thorax, all the way down to the pelvis, and here twist and turn and wriggle. The joy of the wall bars is you can try different heights and do what works for you. So there's no right answer. I often add in extra balance from the other hand. The hands are kind of in line with each other vertically, so that I'm really opening up the spine into rotation and side bending. This is a really deep stretch that gets so many soft tissues and feels lovely afterwards. If you just do one side first and then stand up, see how you feel. Often it can make you feel a bit drunk because one side just feels so much longer and lighter than the other. The next stretch that I love is to open up my hip flexors, and for this we're going to use our trusty IKEA stool again. Maybe it's just off screen for you. Stand side on to the bars for this one, and whichever leg is closest to the bars is going to be the front leg. So that's going to go up onto the step. The back leg can turn inwards a little bit, and then we're going to reach up with the same side hand as the back leg. So my left leg is my back leg, my left hand goes up, reaches over, and again I've got that grip so I can fall away now. I can fall down and to the left to open up through my belly, knee through this hip flexor, and I can push with this right hand. So I've got this kind of combined lever of falling and pushing to get this nice side bending pattern and adduction through the hip. So I'm opening up through the hip and the tummy and the spine. So I call this a hip flexor stretch, but really you're opening up your obliques, your facet joints of your spine, through the thorax, the lats, the hip flexor, the TFL, this outside connective tissue through the front and outside of the hip. You're getting so many structures with this. So fall away, push away, and twist and turn and wriggle. Now I've got this imaginary laser coming out this front knee. I'm just going to start twisting that side to side and wriggling around, and really open up through this outside and front of the body. And then to do the other side, I'll just switch all that around to get both sides. And again, that's another one where if you do one side first, stand still, close your eyes, it'll feel really weird because you're so light and long on one side of the body. One last thing before I finish the video is that another great thing about the frame is that you can attach things to it. So we've got these really light power bands, attach this to the frame, and from here you can do some lovely P&F stretching where you can open up the chest and push into the band. So you're pushing for 10 seconds or so, relax, let the band win, so the elastic is going to pull you backwards and open up your shoulder. You can do lots of different stretches, open up the bicep, open up the outside of the shoulder, open up the lats. There are a whole load of hip stretches that you can do on the floor, getting deep into the hip joint with the band pulling on your hip, which are lovely. So being able to attach things is another added bonus. So as you can see, I'm not doing anything crazy with the bars, but having the grip, being able to attach a band to it, being able to twist and turn and use different heights of grip on the frame, that all really adds to my mobility routine. I feel really lucky that we've got one in the clinic, and if you're setting up a home gym or a garage gym and you've got the budget for it, I really love mine and it could well help you too. So I really hope that helped, and if you're new here, consider hitting subscribe. I make weekly videos about how to use intentional living to lead to a healthier life, and I'll see you next week.